Hey everyone, how's it going? We got a 2022 Acura MDX Type S in the shop today. It's a really cool color. I know it's gonna look awesome on camera. I'm gonna do what I've been doing and show you how I'm gonna prep this car. It's getting a full front PPF with Autobahn Performance Films lifetime warranty. We're gonna do the hood, the fenders, these little fender flares, front bumper, a lot of these little trim pieces, and the mirrors, and then we're gonna ceramic coat the rest of it. Come check it out. All right, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these Type S badges. They're just held on by double-sided tape. I already measured it. We didn't have to make a template this time because it's very easy to line this one up. It's 3.5 inches down from the top and about 2 3/4, just over 2 3/4 from this seam. So that's how we're gonna measure to put it back. And they're actually both placed in the same spot, which is pretty rare. But this is still warm from sitting outside. We got some painter's tape here. And all we're gonna do is slide this fishing line All right, so I got the badge off. It left this residue. We could sit here and beat our heads against the wall trying to get it off, but we're not going to. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. And we'll take you to the other side. You can see it in progress once I do this. But essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this scrap piece of film, which I have in my left hand here, and I'm gonna use Rapid Tack Rapid Remover. That's the brand, and the Rapid Tack is the brand. Rapid Remover is about $100 a gallon adhesive remover. And see, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna place this scrap around this, and then, because this doesn't come off easy sometimes, and then I'm gonna spray this with Rapid Tack Rapid Remover. And then I'm gonna close this up. I got it all over my hands, so that's just okay. And we're gonna let it sit here and soak. I'm gonna show you on the other side how well that works. All right, you can see I did it on this side. It's just been sitting in here while we were eating lunch. I'm gonna take this plastic razor blade. There's like no pressure involved here. So I've already kind of removed this. See this like weather stripping piece? It's got 4 pop tabs, and I've already removed that using a pry tool that we have. And the reason I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna wrap this edge into here. And if I go like this, I just want you to take a look. That's all dirt that can get caught in your film installation. That's one more thing we don't have to worry about once I clean that up. I already removed the license plate. We're gonna remove the license plate holder as well, the frame. And then I'm gonna show you something else, but see how dirty it is behind there. Obviously this is something that, I mean, you almost can't really not remove it, but if you want a decent installation, but we're gonna remove it. We're gonna clean this up. I'm gonna show you something else I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna put some tape around this. See this like little helicoil or whatever you wanna call it? So when they drilled the bumper and they pulled it back out, it put some of the plastic or rubber back out. And this will be a real like hassle for our installation. Now, of course, it's gonna be covered anyways, but I like to have the cleanest installation possible, even in areas that, I know the client necessarily isn't gonna see. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim this back. Usually I gotta use a razor blade. It's usually still attached. See, some of that just comes right off. But this extra piece here, we're gonna just trim this extra plastic back, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna make this surface a little bit flatter, which will give us a cleaner installation around this. And then when we're done, we're gonna poke a hole in here, and then I'm gonna squeegee it out, I'm gonna cut it out, so it's gonna be a nice neat circle. You're not gonna even be able to tell. Some shops, they just go over top and they like push it in or something. It leaves this big air bubble and lines around it because the PPF doesn't cover that smoothly. All right, so you see I cleaned this up. We're gonna put the plate back on. Front plate is required in Texas, and this client is probably gonna keep the front plate. But if for some reason you didn't want to keep the front plate, but you already had these holes, we would install the PPF, and then we can get you a set of plugs. They're called bumper plugs from bumperplugs.com. They're paint matched, and they're these little like flat almost like a end of a bolt, and it goes in, and it's almost unnoticeable compared to the actual holes in the bumper. So that is an option if you have holes in the bumper. All right, so I already removed a bunch of caked on tire shine from inside the wheel wells. Now I'm using this product called Grab on the edges. I already wiped down some of this stuff with a product, a real expensive solvent called Acrosol. This Grab is gonna make sure when I wrap the edges, it stays down. It's not an adhesive promoter. It just simply cleans the surface and prepares it for adhesive. That makes a difference. Or if that makes sense to you, that's the difference between it. It's not necessarily an adhesive promoter. It's not like Pro Bond. It's a cleaner versus a actual product that stays on the surface. And we just want the surface to be as free as from oils and other contaminants as possible before we start what we're gonna do. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my trusty American Detailer Garage F-Bomb. This is a multi-purpose cleaner. It's designed to dislodge dirt, and it's great for pre-treatment, and it can be used as a bunch of different things. Wheel cleaner, you name it. It's safe for the paint. It's a soap base. You could use this as a consumer. You don't have to be a pro to use it. But I always prep the cars that I'm doing PPF with American Detailer Garage F-Bomb. And it can get rid of some stubborn bug guts too. It's not a dedicated bug gut cleaner, but it's not the worst thing to use on bug guts either. If you have a lot of bug gut buildup, I tend to use P&S Bug Off. I have a whole video on how to do that. But this is probably one of my favorite detailing chemicals. It's so versatile. We dilute it 10-to-1 for exterior, and you can use it 20-to-1 for interior. I'm gonna rinse this initial pre-treatment off, and then I'm gonna foam cannon, I'm gonna clay bar, and I'm gonna use a detail brush on the crevices, rinse it off one more time, and then we're gonna install this PPF. All right, so you saw all the steps and measures we took to make this install as clean as possible. Trimming back edges, heating edges, hiding seams, you name it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check us out for more.